Top 5 affairs with friends. Mother movies. Let's dive into number 5, Adore 2013, director Anne Fontaine. Few films stir as much conversation as Adore. Released in 2013, this French-Australian drama explores a subject that makes many people uncomfortable: the blurred line between love, lust, and morality. Starring Naomi Watts and Robin Wright as Lil and Roz, two lifelong friends and neighbors, the film follows what happens when both women begin relationships with each other's teenage sons. On the surface, Adore feels like a glossy postcard, shot on the stunning New South Wales coast, with its golden sands and bright waves. The setting is idyllic, but the story underneath is anything but peaceful. The friendship between the two women is tested in unimaginable ways, and their decisions ripple through their families like shockwaves. What makes the film particularly compelling is its refusal to offer easy answers. Is what they're experiencing real love, or simply a desperate attempt to hold on to youth? Are they empowering themselves by taking control of their own desires, or are they destroying the very foundations of trust and family? Watching Adore is like watching a storm approach from the horizon. You know it's going to hit hard, but you can't look away. The film doesn't moralize, which is why it sticks with you. Instead, it leaves the audience to wrestle with the messiness of human emotion: attraction, shame, loyalty, and guilt. Personally, I found myself torn. On one hand, the performances are mesmerizing. Watts and Wright bring vulnerability to their roles, making it believable that these women could fall into something so irrational, yet deeply human. On the other hand, I couldn't shake the discomfort. It's a reminder that sometimes the most powerful stories are the ones that disturb us. Number 4, I Am Love, 2009, director Luca Guadagnino. Before Luca Guadagnino gave us Call Me By Your Name and Bones and All, he crafted a masterpiece of forbidden romance with I Am Love in 2009. This film is pure sensory overload: lush visuals, soaring music, and food scenes so beautiful they feel almost spiritual. At the center of it all is Emma, played with extraordinary grace by Tilda Swinton. Emma is the matriarch of the wealthy Recchi family in Milan. Her life is the definition of perfection on paper. She has money, status, and a powerful husband. Yet despite all of this, she feels stifled like a bird trapped in a golden cage. Her awakening comes when she meets Antonio, a talented young chef who happens to be her son's friend. Their connection is immediate and electric. But what makes their affair so unique is how Guadagnino weaves passion with the act of eating and cooking. Every shared meal between Emma and Antonio feels like an intimate act, blurring the line between hunger for food and hunger for love. The cinematography mirrors Emma's journey. When she's with her family, the shots are rigid and formal. But with Antonio, the camera comes alive. Warm colors, soft light, and a sense of freedom that makes you feel like you're witnessing her rebirth. Of course, the affair doesn't just threaten her marriage. It threatens the very structure of her family's power, wealth, and tradition. Guadagnino, known for exploring desire in ways that feel both personal and universal, uses Emma's story to comment on how society cages women in roles that look beautiful, but often suffocate them. For me, I Am Love is unforgettable because of its contrasts. It's breathtakingly beautiful, but also deeply tragic. It makes you want to cheer for Emma's liberation while also dreading the consequences you know are coming. It's artful filmmaking at its peak, and Swinton's performance elevates it into something transcendent. Number 3, Katie's Mom, 2023, director Nicholas Humphreys. If Adore and I Am Love are operatic in their intensity, Katie's Mom, released in 2023, approaches the age gap theme with humor, awkwardness, and a whole lot of heart. The story centers on Linda, played by Dina Meyer, a recently divorced woman trying to hold her family together during the holidays. She's hosting her adult children, trying to prove she's okay, but life throws her a curveball. She develops feelings for her daughter's boyfriend. Yes, you read that right. The boyfriend. From the very start, the film wears its influences on its sleeve. It's openly inspired by The Graduate, but flips the perspective. Instead of a young man seduced by an older woman, we see the mother's side of the story: her loneliness, her vulnerability, and her desperate desire to feel alive again. What I really enjoy about Katie's Mom is how it blends comedy with genuine emotional depth. You'll laugh at the awkward holiday dinners, the cringeworthy attempts to hide the affair, and the kids' reactions when they start putting the pieces together. But then the film pulls you into something more sobering, an exploration of how divorce and middle age can make people feel invisible, and how messy it can be when someone tries to reclaim their identity in unexpected ways. Unlike the heavier dramas, Katie's Mom doesn't ask you to wrestle with moral philosophy. Instead, it gives you an entertaining, slightly chaotic, but still meaningful story about family dynamics and the unpredictable ways love disrupts our lives. I'd call it the most watchable entry on this list for casual viewers. It's funny, heartfelt, and not afraid to poke fun at its own taboo. Number 2, No Future, 2021, directors Andrew Irvine and Mark Smoot. Shifting gears into darker territory, No Future is one of the most haunting explorations of grief and forbidden love in recent cinema. Released in 2021, this indie drama stars Catherine Keener as Claire and Charlie Heaton as Will. Will is a recovering addict returning home after the overdose of his best friend. Grief hangs heavy over every scene, but instead of healing together in expected ways, Will and Claire, his friend's mother, find themselves drawn into an intimate, secret relationship. Unlike the glossy settings of Adore or the grandeur of I Am Love, No Future is stripped down. Its cinematography is raw, its pacing quiet and deliberate. Every moment feels heavy, like the air is thick with sorrow. When the affair begins, it doesn't feel like a scandal. It feels like two broken people clinging to each other for survival. Keener delivers one of her most powerful performances here. Claire is fragile but strong, devastated yet searching for something to keep her afloat. Heaton, on the other hand, brings a tortured energy that makes Will's every decision feel like a cry for help. Together, they create a relationship that is both tender and deeply troubling. The brilliance of No Future lies in its honesty. It doesn't glamorize the affair, nor does it sensationalize it. It simply asks, when life shatters, do we have the right to find comfort in someone, even if that connection crosses lines? This film isn't for everyone. It's quiet, emotionally draining, and deeply introspective. But for viewers willing to sit with its uncomfortable truths, it's an unforgettable meditation on love, loss, and the desperate need for connection. Number 1, Significant Mother, 2015, director Aaron Cardillo and Richard Keith. After the heavy drama of No Future, let's end on something lighter. Significant Mother, which aired in 2015, takes the age gap trope and spins it into a full-blown comedy series. The premise is delightfully absurd. Nate, a young restaurateur, is living a relatively normal life until he discovers that his best friend and roommate, Jimmy, is now dating his mother, Lydia. That's right, his best friend and his mom. The series thrives on awkward situations. Imagine walking into your kitchen to find your best friend making breakfast with your mom, or trying to host a party while they're openly affectionate. Every episode pushes Nate further into disbelief and frustration, while Lydia and Jimmy carry on as if nothing is wrong. What makes the show work is its willingness to embrace absurdity without losing sight of its characters. Lydia isn't portrayed as a desperate caricature. She's a woman who wants to live her own life. Jimmy isn't just a clown, he genuinely cares about her. And Nate, despite all his outrage, has to confront the uncomfortable truth that his mother has the right to make her own choices. Significant Mother is breezy, funny, and endlessly awkward, but beneath the comedy is a clever critique of how society polices women's love lives, especially as they get older. It's proof that even the most taboo love stories can be mined for humor without losing their heart. From shocking dramas to awkward comedies, these age gap romances prove love is rarely simple. Messy, uncomfortable, but unforgettable, they remind us desire doesn't follow rules and neither should storytelling.